Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Brain, a specialist in bone and joint health, with over 30 years of experience working alongside thousands of older adults in their journey to maintain strong, healthy bones. There's something I often say to my patients during consultations. You can live without big muscles, but you cannot live well if your bones weaken day by day. You may have heard of osteoporosis, a silent disease that doesn't cause much pain at first, but can have serious consequences over time. When bone density falls below a healthy threshold, bones become porous, brittle, and prone to fractures. And what's most concerning is that this doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of poor diet and lifestyle choices, especially after the age of 50. I've met many elderly patients who tell me the same thing. Doctor, I eat normally, so why did I break a bone just from a light slip? The truth is, what feels normal may actually be insufficient for the bones. Because bones don't just need calcium, they also rely on vitamin D, magnesium, vitamin K, and a solid protein matrix to maintain density and structure. Over the years, I've found something quite fascinating. Many people assume that to strengthen bones, they must drink milk, take calcium supplements, or use expensive vitamins. But in reality, there are many simple, accessible, affordable foods, especially certain vegetables, that when consumed regularly can significantly improve bone density. These vegetables not only provide the essential vitamins and minerals that bones require, but also benefit the heart, digestion, and endocrine system, all of which indirectly support skeletal health. For example, good digestion means better absorption of nutrients, a strong circulatory system helps deliver blood to nourish the bones, and a stable hormonal system, particularly after menopause, slows down the rate of bone loss. That's why I always advise my patients not to rely solely on supplements. Pills can help to a certain extent, but what truly matters is restructuring your daily eating habits, and vegetables are the foundation of that. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 common vegetables that have the natural ability to boost bone density, without milk, without pills. Each one I've chosen is backed by scientific evidence, as well as my own clinical observations from patients who don't consume dairy or who follow special diets. And more importantly, I'll show you how to use them properly, how to cook them, when to eat them, so that your body can absorb the nutrients in the most effective way. Because if you prepare them the wrong way, not only will you miss out on the benefits, but you might even block absorption. Taking care of your bones isn't a short-term fix. It's a long-term habit, a steady investment. And once you truly understand what each food can offer, you'll gain control over the most important foundation of your body, your bones. So which 5 vegetables are quietly helping millions of people rebuild stronger bones every day? Let's explore them together in the next part of this video. If I had to choose one vegetable that many people overlook simply because they think it's nothing special, I would choose celery. Every time I mention celery in my consultations, most patients respond the same way. Doctor, isn't that just for juicing to lose weight? What does it have to do with bone health? But in reality, that's one of the most common and unfortunate misconceptions. Celery, with its slim, crisp stalks and refreshing flavor, is actually a rich source of vitamin K and potassium. And these 2 nutrients, in case you didn't know, are the gatekeepers of calcium metabolism in the body. Vitamin K does more than support blood vessels. It plays a vital role in activating bone-forming proteins, especially osteocalcin, a key component that helps bind calcium into the bone matrix. A study published in the journal Bone, 2017, found that people with low vitamin K levels had significantly reduced bone density in the hip and lower spine, and their risk of fracture was 1.5 to 2 times higher than those with higher vitamin K levels. Meanwhile, potassium, often praised for its role in heart health, quietly takes on another important job. It reduces the amount of calcium lost through urine. A potassium-rich diet helps the body maintain acid-base balance, lowering the need for your body to pull calcium out of your bones to neutralize excess acidity. I once had a female patient in her early 60s with mild osteoporosis who avoided milk due to bloating. After shifting her diet to include more leafy greens, especially celery, kale, and broccoli, along with regular morning sun exposure and daily walks, Her bone density increased significantly after 9 months. Her DEXA scan showed a 3.2% improvement in femoral neck bone mass, which is a very meaningful change for someone post-menopause. Here's a small tip. Choose celery stalks that are thick, vibrant green, and strongly aromatic. These are signs of higher essential oil content and often indicate a greater concentration of nutrients as well. Of course, you don't need to eat celery every day, but if you can include it in 3 to 4 meals per week, with about 100 to 150 grams of fresh celery per serving, and pair it with a balanced diet, you're already helping your bones store a natural supply of vitamin K and potassium without needing any synthetic supplements. I often say this to my patients. Your bones don't care what fancy food you eat. They only care whether they're getting the raw materials they need to rebuild, layer by layer. And celery, as humble as it may seem, is one of the most reliable and quietly powerful ingredients you can use to strengthen the foundation of your body. If there's one root vegetable that is affordable, easy to prepare, and quietly supports the foundation of bone health in a sustainable way, it's sweet potatoes. They may not be glamorous or trendy like some imported superfoods, but throughout my medical practice, I've consistently recognized the important role that sweet potatoes play in supporting bone structure, especially for middle-aged and older adults. Why? Because sweet potatoes are not only rich in magnesium and manganese, but they also provide natural vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene, all of which are crucial nutrients for building a strong bone matrix. We often hear about calcium, but the truth is, calcium is just one part of the cement that builds bone. Magnesium acts like a repairman, regulating the activity of bone cells, the osteoblasts and osteoclasts. Without enough magnesium, even if you consume calcium, your body can't utilize it effectively. Meanwhile, manganese is a trace mineral that helps form collagen, the scaffolding that gives bone its strength and flexibility. Without collagen, bones become brittle and prone to fracture. What's more, beta-carotene in sweet potatoes is converted in the body to vitamin A, which promotes the development of new bone cells and strengthens immune defenses within bone tissue. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism, 2018, noted that individuals who consumed purple sweet potatoes 3 times per week experienced a measurable improvement in their T-score, a bone density indicator, after just 6 months, especially in postmenopausal women. In my clinical experience, I once treated a 65-year-old male patient who suffered a wrist fracture from a minor fall in the garden. After casting the bone and evaluating his bone density, I found he had mild bone loss due to chronic micronutrient deficiency. He didn't drink milk because of bloating, and he rarely ate vegetables. So I added 3 to 4 sweet potato meals per week to his diet, steamed, roasted, or made into a simple porridge. 8 months later, his DEXA scans showed a modest but clear improvement in lumbar spine and femoral bone density, and his persistent lower back pain had disappeared. One small but important note I often emphasize: don't consume too much sweet potato at once. It can cause bloating or temporary spikes in blood sugar, especially in people with diabetes. Instead, divide it throughout the week with 100 to 150 grams per serving and pair it with green vegetables and lean protein to maintain nutritional balance. There's a phrase I often tell my patients: your bones don't just need to be hard, they need to be flexible and full of life. And sometimes it's the simplest foods, like sweet potatoes, that when used correctly nourish that vitality better than any supplement ever could. When it comes to a vegetable that's both green and clean, showing up in nearly every healthy meal plan, spinach is impossible to ignore. But what makes me truly appreciate spinach isn't its popularity. It's the exceptional nutrient profile hidden beneath its green leaves, which plays a powerful role in maintaining bone density. On average, 100 grams of cooked spinach contains about 99 milligrams of calcium, 87 milligrams of magnesium, and is packed with vitamin K, vitamin C, potassium, and lutein, a natural antioxidant beneficial not only for your eyes but also for your bones. A 2016 study from Harvard University showed that vitamin K1, abundant in spinach, helps slow down bone loss in postmenopausal women and reduces the risk of hip fractures. However, there's something important I want to emphasize, something many people overlook. Spinach contains oxalates, a compound that can interfere with calcium absorption if eaten raw or improperly prepared. Many people consume spinach daily, blending it into smoothies or tossing it into salads, without realizing that without neutralizing oxalates, the calcium benefit is nearly lost. That's why I always advise my patients, especially those with a history of kidney stones or those aiming to improve bone density, to briefly boil spinach in hot water for 1 to 2 minutes and discard the first batch of water. This simple step removes most of the oxalates and significantly improves calcium absorption from the meal. I recall a 55-year-old female patient who came to me with early signs of osteoporosis, frequent muscle fatigue, and chronic lower back discomfort. Upon reviewing her diet, I discovered she consumed spinach regularly, but only as raw smoothies mixed with fruit. After adjusting her food prep, switching to lightly boiled greens, adding olive oil, and ensuring morning sun exposure for vitamin D, her bone density improved significantly within 6 months, moving her out of the osteoporosis risk zone. Here's what I always remind my patients. When you prepare spinach the right way, cooked, eaten in moderation, and paired with healthy fats like olive oil, this seemingly ordinary green turns into one of your bone's strongest allies. With about 1 to 1.5 cups of cooked spinach, 3 to 4 times a week, you can naturally support your bone regeneration process. No expensive supplements required. And there's a phrase I often say in my clinic: if you've always believed spinach is only good for your eyes, then today start believing it can save your bones too. If I had to name one vegetable that could be called a natural multivitamin in plant form, I'd choose broccoli without hesitation. Many of my older patients tend to think of broccoli as part of a weight loss or diet-friendly menu, but few realize it's also one of the most effective bone-supporting vegetables you can find in your kitchen. Let's take a closer look at its nutrient profile. 100 grams of cooked broccoli provides about 47 milligrams of calcium, 33 milligrams of magnesium, over 300 milligrams of potassium, 100% of your daily vitamin C needs, and a vitamin K content far higher than that of most other vegetables. All of this makes broccoli a kind of bone repair center, quiet in action but powerful in effect. Beyond these well-known minerals, broccoli contains a unique compound that most people overlook: sulforaphane, a potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory that has been shown to slow bone breakdown in lab studies. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that sulforaphane can inhibit bone-resorbing cells, osteoclasts, and stimulate bone-building cells, osteoblasts, especially when combined with a vitamin D-rich diet. I clearly remember one 72-year-old patient from Minnesota whose daughter brought him in after he fractured his shoulder from slipping on a wet floor. His bone density test revealed moderate osteoporosis. I designed a plan that included light morning exercise, 10 minutes of sun exposure daily, micronutrient-rich foods, and, importantly, added broccoli to his meals at least 3 times a week. A year later, his follow-up scan showed improved spinal bone density, and he reported feeling more energetic and having less knee pain, even though joint pain wasn't our initial concern. Here's a small but important tip. Don't overcook broccoli. Boiling it for more than 5 minutes can destroy much of its vitamin C and reduce the effectiveness of sulforaphane. Instead, steam it lightly or stir-fry quickly over high heat so it stays vibrant and slightly crisp. I often remind my patients, especially those who are lactose intolerant or follow a plant-based diet, you don't have to drink 2 glasses of milk every day to build strong bones. But if you know how to eat the right vegetables, like broccoli, you're taking a different yet equally effective path to the same goal. Just 1 to 1.5 cups of cooked broccoli per day, or 3 to 4 times per week, can deliver a wide range of bone-supporting nutrients, naturally without side effects, and perfectly suited for older adults with chronic conditions. If you've always thought that milk is the only rich source of calcium, you might be surprised to learn that amaranth, a humble leafy green commonly found across tropical regions, actually contains twice the amount of calcium per fresh weight compared to cow's milk. To me, amaranth isn't just a vegetable, it's a natural mineral bank, especially valuable for older adults at risk of osteoporosis. In 100 grams of boiled amaranth leaves, either red or green, there can be up to 275 milligrams of calcium, compared to just 125 milligrams in 100 milliliters of fresh cow's milk. But what makes amaranth truly special isn't just its calcium content, it's the high absorption rate supported by its natural combination of vitamin C, manganese, potassium, and flavonoid antioxidants, all present within the plant itself. Amaranth also contains a significant amount of soluble fiber and iron, both of which help improve digestive health. And better digestion means better mineral absorption in the gut, something I consider extremely important based on clinical experience. In fact, many patients I see don't lack calcium in their diet. They lack absorption. This is especially true for older individuals with digestive issues or those on long-term medications. And it's not just the leaves. Amaranth seeds, better known in the West, are also a gluten-free superfood, rich in calcium, protein, and essential amino acids. Multiple studies have confirmed that 100 grams of amaranth seeds contain around 340 milligrams of calcium, along with lysine, an amino acid vital for collagen production, the protein matrix that supports bone structure. I once worked with a 60-year-old female patient in California who had a history of hip fracture and was undergoing rehabilitation. She was a lifelong vegan and allergic to dairy, deeply concerned about calcium intake. After reviewing her diet, I added amaranth leaves to her meals 4 to 5 times per week, combined with amaranth seed porridge for breakfast and 15 minutes of morning sunlight daily. 10 months later, her follow-up showed not only significant improvement in bone density, but also a marked reduction in nighttime insomnia and persistent lower back pain. If you live in the West, you can often find amaranth greens, sold as amaranth leaves or lal sag, in Asian grocery stores or local farmers markets. Here are a few ways to enjoy them. Sautéed amaranth with garlic and olive oil preserves the vibrant color and enhances vitamin K absorption. Amaranth soup with dried shrimp or poached chicken, light, protein-rich, and easy to digest. Amaranth seed porridge with chia seeds and plant-based milk, a nutritious, gluten-free breakfast. One small tip: avoid overcooking amaranth leaves and don't combine them with high oxalate raw foods like raw kale or raw beets. This ensures optimal calcium absorption. There's something I often tell my patients: strong bones don't come from expensive foods. They come from having the right building blocks, consistently and patiently. And amaranth is one of those blocks. Just 1 to 1.5 cups of cooked amaranth leaves per day, or eating them 3 to 5 times a week, can give your bones the calcium, manganese, and collagen building support they need, especially after age 50. After more than 30 years of working in the field of bone and joint health, I've come to realize a simple but important truth. Bone health doesn't depend on how many pills you take. It depends on what you do consistently every single day. And eating the right vegetables, something that may seem small, can in fact have a profound impact on your bone density over time. We've just gone through 5 types of vegetables that have been proven to be rich in essential minerals for bone formation, help rebuild lost bone structure, and are especially beneficial for middle-aged and older adults, as well as those who are vegetarian or lactose intolerant. What I want to emphasize is not that you need to eat all 5 every day, but rather choose the ones that suit your body, taste, and lifestyle best, and make them a regular part of your meals. Because bone doesn't regenerate overnight. It rebuilds silently, layer by layer, over time. And it takes patience, the right materials, and consistency. If you're getting enough micronutrients, moving your body regularly, getting gentle morning sunlight, and sleeping well, then even without milk or supplements, your bones can still stay strong. As a physician, I truly believe that proper nutrition is the strongest foundation we have to prevent osteoporosis, more powerful than any medication. And vegetables, though modest, are the quiet, diligent builders of the body's framework. If you found this video helpful, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss other in-depth videos on bone and joint health. And please consider sharing this video with your loved ones, especially those over the age of 50, because a small action today could help them avoid a major fracture tomorrow. I'm Dr. Brain, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I'll continue to share practical, science-backed guidance to help you protect and strengthen your bones as you age.